Well, folks, gather round, because I've got something special to share. Picture this. It's a crisp fall morning, leaves crunching under your feet, and you're sitting on the porch with a steaming cup of tea. Ain't that just the best way to start the day? Now, I'm no spring chicken. Been a doctor for nigh on 30 years, and let me tell you, tea ain't just for sipping. It's like a little miracle in a cup, helping keep your heart ticking, your bones strong, and maybe even fending off some nasty diseases like cancer. Sounds like something worth talking about, don't it? Let me take you back a bit. My old Aunt Mabel, bless her soul, lived to 92, and she swore by her morning tea. Black tea, green tea, didn't matter. She'd brew it up, sit in her rocker, and say, "This here's my secret to a good life." When I started studying medicine, I thought, well now, maybe Mabel's onto something. Turns out, she was right as rain. Tea's got all sorts of goodies. Things like flavonoids and fluoride that do wonders for your body. We're gonna dive into why tea's a downright superfood. I'll share what I've learned from years of doctoring, toss in some stories about folks I've helped, and give you tips to make the most of every cup. By the time we're done, you'll be itching to brew yourself a pot. So grab a seat, maybe a biscuit or two, and let's have a good old chat about tea. Now let's get to the meat of it. Why tea's so darn good for you. I'd seen a lot in my years as a doc, and I'm here to tell you, tea's got more tricks up its sleeve than a card shark at the county fair. Let's break it down, nice and easy, so you can see what this drink can do. Flavonoids, your body's best friend. First off, tea's chock full of something called flavonoids. Now don't let that fancy word scare you. It's just a kind of antioxidant, like a superhero cleaning up the bad stuff in your body. These flavonoids, they go after what we call free radicals. Nasty little things that can damage your cells and maybe even lead to cancer. I read a study a while back, think it was in some big medical journal, saying folks who eat or drink lots of flavonoids got a lower chance of getting certain cancers, maybe by 15 or 20%. Ain't that something? In my practice, I've told folks worried about cancer, especially those with family history, to sip on green tea. It's got this special flavonoid called EGCG, and let me tell you, it's like a guard dog for your cells. Lab studies show it can slow down tumor growth, though I gotta be honest, human studies ain't always clear as day. Still, I figure a cup or two of green tea ain't gonna hurt, and it might just give you an edge. Now, don't go thinking, tea's gonna cure cancer. That'd be like saying a Band-Aid fixes a broken leg. But it's a solid part of keeping healthy. Fluoride, keeping your bones and teeth strong. Then there's fluoride in tea, and no, I ain't talking about the stuff in your toothpaste, though it's kin to it. Fluoride's a mineral, and tea, especially black tea, has a good bit of it. It's like a carpenter for your teeth, building up that enamel so you don't get cavities. I've had patients, older folks mostly, who switched to tea from soda pop, and their dentist visits got a whole lot better. Less drilling, more smiling. But fluoride ain't just for teeth, it helps your bones too. As we get on in years, our bones can get brittle, leading to osteoporosis. That's when you're more likely to break a hip just stepping off a curb. Studies I've seen say fluoride can make bones denser, kinda like adding rebar to concrete. Now don't go drinking tea by the gallon. Too much fluoride ain't good either. But a couple cups a day? That's just right for most folks. I tell my patients, especially the ladies after menopause, to pair their tea with some milk or yogurt for calcium and a good walk to keep those bones tough. Heart health, keeping your ticker happy. Now let's talk about your heart, because that's the engine keeping you going. Tea's got a way of making your blood vessels work better, kind of like oiling a creaky door. There was this study, must have been in circulation a few years back, saying folks who drink tea every day got a 10 or 15% lower chance of a heart attack. That's because flavonoids help keep your cholesterol from getting all gunked up and clogging your arteries. I remember telling my patient, Mr. Jenkins, to swap out his morning coffee for tea. Poor fella had high blood pressure, and that coffee was making him jittery as a cat on a hot tin roof. Tea's got caffeine, sure, but it's gentler, don't hit you like a freight train. Jenkins started with black tea, brewed it light, and last I checked, His blood pressure's looking better than it has in years. Now, if you're sensitive to caffeine, just brew your tea for a minute or so. Gets the good stuff without the jitters. Fighting colds and allergies. Ever notice how a cup of tea makes you feel better when you're under the weather? That's 'cause tea's got what we call anti-inflammatory and antiviral properties. When you're fighting a cold, tea's like a warm hug for your throat, easing that scratchy feeling. I've had patients swear by it during flu season, and I reckon there's something to it. There's compounds in tea, quercetin, I think it's called, that might even help with allergies, like hay fever or eczema. Now hold on a sec, don't think tea's gonna replace your allergy pills. But I've seen folks with itchy skin or sneezing fits do better when they add tea to their routine. It's like giving your body a little extra help, like putting a second lock on the door. Eyes and more. One more thing, especially for us older folks, tea might help keep your eyes sharp. There's talk about it preventing cataracts, those cloudy spots that make it hard to read the fine print. Now the science ain't rock solid yet, but I figure anything that's good for your blood vessels, like tea, is good to help your eyes too. Still, don't skip your eye doctor. Tea's a helper, not a fix. How to brew it right. Now, let's talk about making a good cup of tea, 'cause it ain't just dumping a bag in hot water. You want to brew it for about 3 minutes. Gives you all them flavonoids without making it taste like shoe leather. Squeeze that tea bag too. Might as well get every drop of goodness you paid for. But don't go drinking it scalding hot. Burns your mouth, and I've read it might even up your risk for throat trouble down the line. Let it cool a bit, sip it slow, and you're golden. If you're one of those folks who gets all jumpy from caffeine, try brewing it quick, maybe a minute, or go for decaf. And forget that instant tea powder. Tastes like dishwater and ain't got half the benefits of the real stuff. Tea bags or loose leaf, don't matter much, so pick what's easy for you. All right, folks, let's take a breather and talk about some real people I've met in my doctorate days. These stories will show you how tea's made a difference, and I reckon they'll hit close to home. Story 1, Miss Clara and her cancer scare. Miss Clara was a spry 60-year-old, always baking pies for the church social, but she came to me worried sick. Her sister had breast cancer, and Clara was scared she'd be next. I sat her down, said, "Now Clara, let's get you eating, right, and maybe try some green tea." She took to it like a duck to water, brewing a pot every morning. 5 years on, her mammograms are clean as a whistle, and she's got more pep in her step than folks half her age. I ain't saying tea's the whole reason, but them flavonoids sure didn't hurt. Clara's story's a reminder, little changes like a cup of tea can add up to big wins. Story 2, Old Man Thompson and his creaky bones. Then there's Mr. Thompson, a retired farmer, pushing 75. He came in complaining his hips ached something fierce, and tests showed he had osteopenia, bones getting weak. I told him, "Thompson, you gotta move more and try some black tea for the fluoride." He grumbled, but started sipping tea with his supper, plus taking calcium pills and walking his dog. 2 years later, his bone scans looked better, and he ain't had a fall yet. Makes me smile, thinking of him out there, teasing his grandkids and feeling stronger, all with a little help from tea. Story 3, Young Betty and her itchy skin. Last, there's Betty, a sweet gal in her 30s with eczema that just wouldn't quit. Her arms were red and itchy, making her miserable. I said, "Betty, let's try oolong tea. It's got stuff that might calm your skin." She started drinking it daily, alongside her creams, and wouldn't you know it, her flare-ups got fewer and farther between. She told me, "Doc, I feel like myself again." Betty's proof that tea can be a small piece of a big puzzle, helping folks feel better in their own skin. Well now, we've had quite a chat, ain't we? Tea's more than just a drink. It's like a friend looking out for your heart, your bones, and maybe even keeping cancer at bay. Let me wrap this up with what I've learned in all my years as a doc. Tea's got flavonoids that fight off trouble in your cells, fluoride to keep your teeth and bones tough, and a gentle way of helping your heart stay strong. It's great for easing colds, calming allergies, and maybe even keeping your eyes clear. But don't go thinking it's a magic potion. Tea's best when you pair it with good eating, some exercise, and regular checkups. Here's what I want you to do. Try a cup of green or black tea tomorrow morning. Brew it 3 minutes, let it cool a bit, and sip it slow. If you're watching caffeine, go light or pick decaf. And don't be shy. Tell me in the comments how it goes. Maybe share your grandma's tea recipe or how you like yours. Hit that subscribe button, cause I got more health tips coming your way. If you've made it this far, I know you're someone who truly cares about your health, especially the strength of your bones and joints. Thank you for watching this video. I hope the new tips and insights we've explored together will help you live a healthier, more vibrant life every day. But here's a quick heads up. On platforms like YouTube, you might come across ads from pharmaceutical companies promising miracle products. Remember, lasting bone and joint health doesn't happen overnight. Issues like joint pain or osteoporosis take time and consistency to improve. Instead of chasing quick fixes, trust in the power of a natural lifestyle. Eat wholesome foods, stay committed to exercises that support your body, and keep learning about how your body works. Which tip from this video did you find most helpful? Drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you enjoyed this content, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you never miss our upcoming videos. Let's build a healthier future together, starting today. Disclaimer: the information provided in this video is for educational and informational purposes only. The information provided is not intended to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always seek the advice of your physician or other qualified health providers with any questions you may have regarding a medical condition. Never disregard professional medical advice or delay in seeking it because of something you have read or watched on this channel. Reliance on any information provided by this channel is solely at your own risk.